kid is the 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 kid. Welcome to the sort of daily-ish live show. It's your boy here, HH Halfhope, aka the Trend Merchant. Okay, this is where we pick the stuff that's in the news, which is trending. What are people talking about, and how does your boy HH and Halfhope reflect towards it? So, without a doubt, the thing that is right now hotly the deals again. Shout out to everybody out there. Shout. What up? If you're here, hit the like button, hit the like button. If you're new, subscribe, hit the subscribe button, man. Because you know how I'm here to entertain, I'm here to entertain. So, Nick Cannon. So, I don't know how many of you guys know of Wild 'N Out, because I believe that is probably his most famous show. So I think if you've seen Wild 'N Out, which is an amazing show, that it's like this kind of comedy sketch show with great ideas, that's probably what right now he's most famous for. But this guy, he raps, I think he sings as well. He's an actor. He does many different things. He's a multi-talented dude. But he has a show which I've actually watched before, and I think it's called like Nick Cannon in School or Cannon in School, something like that. And him and Professor Griff, who was a former member of Public Enemy, they were having a discussion. And this discussion they were having was, they ranged on many different things. You know, they talked about, basically white people and white people taking over countries, pillaging, murdering, countries to take over, as they threw empires, and why they did so, of Semitism and the Jewish people. So based on the stuff that he said, Viacom, which is sort of the company that he works for, that puts out Wild 'N Out, said that they are now going to be that they're now going to be ending ties with Nick Cannon, based on his anti-Semitic views. We're going to discuss that word anti-Semitic, because that is that is our jump off. Our jump off is that word anti-Semitic. What is anti-Semitic? But so Nick Cannon has now said that he has actually apologized to the Jewish community and so forth, but he still stands by what he has said, and he says that, all right, if you're ending ties with me, cool. I'm not going to give you the apology that you want. Give me Wild 'N Out. Give me your most profitable show. Wild 'N Out is, if you go onto YouTube and look at Wild 'N Out, they average at least 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 million views per video. It is, right now, it's probably the most popular comedy sketch show in the world. So it is an immensely profitable, immensely popular show that he has. So he said, you know what? I created that show. I invented it. Give me full ownership of it if you're ending ties with me. But we know what's going to happen. Viacom are not going to give him ownership of it. Viacom are merely now going to get some other people. I'm just going to get some other people to coordinate it. So the key thing with this is who will stand with Nick Cannon? Will those people who do Wild 'N Out, will they stand with Nick? Or will they say, nah, man, this check is too good, and they'll just carry on doing it? I believe what will happen is, a few people may say no Nick, no Wild 'N Out, but I think a lot of people will be like, the money's too good, we'll stay with it. And similar to the Chappelle show, it won't last. It just won't last. And I think, and the key thing is, which is why it's going to be, because remember, it is most of the people in the show are black. So it will look very funny if a lot of the black people remain on that show and not with Nick, because then it will look away. So for the white guys, they'll be like, well, but for the black people, like, bro, if I'm going against Nick, who is trying to be fighting for blacks and so forth, and I'm riding with a corporation, it's going to look away. So it is so because if you now ride with the corporation, bruh, people, I mean, you've chosen your side. But the focus on this is this, is anti-Semitic. I want to pull up something for you guys, and I think this is why I did a video on this before. So I wanted just to yeah, there we go, beautiful. Okay, so this is the definition. This is the definition of Semitic. All right. Oh, sorry. There we go. So let me boost that for you. This is the definition of Semitic, because for me, I like to get things right. I'm like a logic merchant. So let's read this. So in case you can't see, I will read this for you guys, because you may not be able to see this. All right, I'll read it for you guys because it may be too small. So, Semitic, relating to or denoting a family of languages that include Hebrew, Arabic, and Aramaic, and certain ancient languages such as Phoenician and Akkadian, consulting the subgroup of the Afro-Asiatic family. Relating to the peoples who speak Semitic languages, especially Hebrew and Arabic. So obviously, where Nick was coming from, because he was saying that, Black people can't be Semitic because they are the original Semitic people. Maybe, and this is where he was obviously relating to this being the main subgroup of the Afro-Asiatic family. So these things all following, all coming under the Afro-Asiatic nucleus. So obviously that's where Nick was coming from. And Nick was just sort of asking questions, investigating. So I don't know what he said that was anti-Semitic. But again, the kind of statement said, oh, here you're spreading anti-Semitic theories, false theories. How about you have, I think, no, there is one thing about I want to kill all Jews, I hate Jews. And there's another thing that, well, is Semitism really the true Semitic? Those are two different things. One thing, you're asking a question. Another thing is that you are spreading hate, which is what the Nazis did. The Nazis were like, no, we hate Jews. So let's now go to anti-Semitism. And this is where things get... So we've now seen what Semitic means. Let's go to anti-Semitism. Sorry, anti-Semitic. The Candace is the first one in. Crazy, man. Anti-Semitism definition. See, this is where I'm lost. I don't know whether you're lost, because I'm lost. Anti-Semitism, hostility to or prejudice against Jews. I'm confused. Now, we just read that Semitic is Afro-Asiatic family, Hebrews and Arabic. So by logic, if you're anti-Semitic, you are surely against Hebrews, Jews, and those of the Afro-Asiatic family. How is it that anti-Semitism relates to just being against Jews? And obviously, in the video that I did before, the term anti-Semitism was obviously popularized by people who were preaching anti-Jewish views, mainly Germans back in the, was it back in the sort of like 30s, 40s, basically back in the times leading up to Hitler and so forth, and the Nazis. So Jewish people have said, well, this term was coined to be against Jewish people, so therefore it only makes sense to take ownership of it. But by definition, that's not what anti-Semitic means. So because the issue of this is it confused me. So me who didn't research and just accepted what was given to me, I just assumed that Semitism denoted to Hebrew and the Jewish people. I was like, oh, this is logic. So if that's anti-Semitism, so obviously Semitic should only relate to Hebrew Jewish people. But now doing my research is like, no. Semitic is related to the Afro-Asiatic family, Hebrews and Arabs. See, what makes sense is, anti-Jewish. Then that makes sense. Like, okay, boom, we don't understand. But now you can't just say anti-Semitic and just say, oh, this is just doing this, because see, this speaks to a larger issue. Nobody's suffering is greater than another one's suffering. The Holocaust wasn't worse than what happened to Africans being enslaved. And we could even talk about the stuff that the Japanese did to the Chinese, and we could even talk about the stuff that Leopold II did to the Congolese. No person suffering is greater than another person suffering. All suffering is bad. All racism is bad, because see, the issue with the statements against Nick was that it said we are calling Nick for his anti-Semitic racist. Oh, wait a minute. How is anti-Semitic and racist? How are those two different things? Now, if you now say anti-Jewish, okay, but still, even if you say anti-Jewish, no, that's just racism. Because if anything, this is what people would say, okay, so wait a minute. So you're not canceling him for him saying that white people were like back they were like barbaric, they were animalistic and so forth. You're not canceling him for that. You only cancel him for what he said against Jewish people. And it speaks to a larger point that I try and get to. You have to deal with what is, and you have to deal with the reality, not a fantasy. And too many people are living within a fantasy. The reality is this: everyone chooses their sides. Everyone has their sides and their tribes marked down, and they will defend it. That's the reality. The utopia, the dream, the fantasy is people will fight against all racism. Even if I'm black, if anything's against white people, Chinese people, Korean people, I will fight just as hard for them as I was with black people. That is the utopia. That's what we believe. That's not the reality. The Jewish man will fight harder for another Jewish man than he will for a black or white man. The Chinese man will fight harder for the Chinese man than he will for the Japanese or other guy. So if anything about chink, Chinese man will rise up. Anything about Yid, the Jewish man will rise up. Anything about nigger, the black man will rise up. Jap, the Japanese man will rise up. Paki, the Pakistan Indian man will rise up. And people will fight harder to defend those that look like them, from the same tribalism, from the same race as them. So Jewish people have said, no, we protect our own comes first. And we will always put our own first. So yes, okay, if you insult black or whatever, okay, just support it. If you go against Jewish people, who we are, that's who we fight for. That's what we relate to. That's the reality of the matter. So my thing about it is that speak your truth. Tell us where we are, then we can go forth. Just because don't hide behind, oh no, we're against racism and so forth. No. Yes, you're against racism, but you're more against being anti-Jewish, because that's the right term. I'm not using the word anti-Semitism. The word is anti-Jewish, which is bad. You shouldn't be anti-anything. If you're anti-anything, you're stupid, Because and the thing about it, because people say, hold on, there's massive things against Jews. There are people who are anti-Chinese, anti-Indian, and so forth. I'll speak from my experience. Going through school in England, there were things said about Jews. Oh man, don't be such a Jew. Meaning that you're very, very protective of your money. So anytime you're protective of your money, you don't want to spend so much. Oh man, you're being such a Jew. So what we said. Flagrant comments about, oh, go back to Africa, blah, blah, blah. Nigga, there's nigga that's, oh, yeah, man, black. What's it called? Starving African kids. All this stuff was being said. But the most prevalent insults that I heard when I was in school were towards Indians, Pakistanis, and Chinese. The amount of stuff, let's go have a chinkies, Chicky China, slit eyes, all that stuff. It was huge. Towards this. I remember these are guys who were saying towards Chinese people, and of course, what's it called? The Indians. Oh, bindi spot. Oh, yeah, paki, imitating how Indians speak. The main hate, and so for me, I was like, wait, we have to have a word against Chinese, because there is clearly anti-Chinese sentiment out there. There are people who have a particular hatred for Chinese. 1,000% people do. But for me, rather than thinking about it, it's just being anti-Chinese. Because as I think, as someone said before, of course there are people who are against Muslims and so forth, Islamophobia, which makes sense because Islamophobia, that makes sense. But the whole anti-Semitic thing, no, because it confuses people. Because for me, I'm also I'm as much as I'm a trend matrix, I'm a definition matrix. You have to get the definition right. Semitism isn't only for those who speak Hebrew or those that are Jewish. It isn't. So, but this is the reality of the matter. And this is what people have always known. And it's just what it's. You either accept this working in the industry or you don't. And I think this is what Nick has realized. You have to accept this. Jewish people own most of the influential media in Hollywood and in the industry. Do your goals. Look up all of the presidents of these companies, the producers of these companies. Most of them you will see are Jewish. Most of them are Jewish. So if you say anything that is anti-Jewish, you're out. You're out. Simple as that. If you say anything that is anti-Jewish, you are out of there because they own most of the media. And they're the ones that have all the keys to everything, which is why it is very, and this is what Nick is speaking to, that ownership. Ownership, which is what YouTube represents. Because it's just that the danger that YouTube may be getting towards this era, but YouTube is a very, very specific. See, YouTube is needed. The reason why YouTube is needed is because we have to have. You see, this is so we now go to another order of, and this is where I maybe want to bring you guys in. I want to bring you guys in here. Should we have free speech? Total free speech? Okay, let's hear what this neo-Nazi has to say. Let's hear what this white supremacist has to say. Let's see what this KKK man has to say. Why do you hate blacks? Why do you want to exterminate blacks? Why do you think blacks are subhuman? Let's because this is how people think. Okay, let's have a dialogue. Let's have a back and forth. Rather, no. If you say any other stuff, no. So, because my thing about it is that we don't want to get towards where Hitler got to, where guys, okay, blah blah. Hitler, he rose up, was able to influence enough people. You had a flipping world war. So you don't want that to happen again, But at the same time, human beings by nature react aggressively against censorship. So you censor someone, oh, I'm going to be even harder. What, you're going to censor me? Oh, I'm going to find an underground way to go through because you're trying to. So maybe the best thing is, oh, you can say whatever the hell you want. Now let's have a discussion about it. Let's talk about it. So, because see, if we put everything out in the open, we cannot tag that. Okay, free speech. Okay, this guy's is this. Oh, he's getting very dangerous now. Boom. Sorry, you've now crossed the line. Have your views, blah 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 blah. But now what you're now doing is dangerous. It's not leading to war. Boom. So because again, for Nick was having a discussion. He was having a discussion. He was having a discussion on his channel. Look, let's talk about the stuff. Let's talk about the stuff. So, okay, let me see what some of you guys are saying, man. Say, yes, no free speech would be a nightmare. Yeah, I mean, suppressing free speech is dangerous. It is dangerous. It is dangerous. It is. See, no free speech for psychopathic people. If you censor that psychopathic person, he's still going to find a way. Because the thing about it is, and this is what I said, give everybody free speech, then that's how you can now identify the psychopaths. So, because if we can't identify the psychopaths and maybe try to help them, they will secretly, easily boom like that, and then boom. Boom. Oh, wait, says so. Are they pressing charges? Who is pressing charges? Speak I don't know what I mean. Anti-Semitism is equal to white Jesus, both stolen. No, I wouldn't say it's equal. See, no. Let's be clear here. The white Jesus thing, that's just a fugazi, and we're going to have a discussion on that. We're going to have a discussion about Jesus. We're going to have a discussion about real Jesus. But the anti-Semitism thing is, because I was reading up on it, is German writers were the ones who first used that term, not Jewish people. So German writers first used that term, talking about the dangers of Jewish people in German society and how Jewish people were sort of taking over things in Germany. And they used the term anti-Semitic, anti-Semitism. So it was really German writers that first used it. And then Jewish people said, well, these guys are using this term against us, so therefore, let's take it. It's not ours. So I think those two things are sort of different there. They're sort of different there. So we were really again, only if black people guided their race like the Jews. You see, and this is the thing, and I think even this is sort of where me and man more maybe slightly disagree here is you have to deal with reality. You have to deal with reality. Yeah. You have to deal with reality. Because again, the utopia is Forget this whole race thing. The white man is my brother. The trans man is my brother. And for me, I love everybody. I love everybody. That's why I went to an international school. So by nature, I'm attracted to things that are different to me because I went to an international school when I was very young. So I was exposed to the global world. So I just have a curiosity of people that don't look like me and have a totally different language towards me. But not everyone is like that. But the reality of the matter is that look at how the Chinese operate. Look how the Jews operate. Look at how the Indians operate. And look at how successful the Chinese are. Look at how successful the Jewish are. Look at how successful the Indians are. Chinese are like, we go to the country, we learn the language, do the thing, we be successful, we bring them back to China. Indians, we go into this country here, we build up our community, we keep the money in our community, we grow it up. Look how Jewish people, boom! I told you, what's it called? There's a place I sort of live near to. And I think if you're in England, you know Golders Green, very, very Jewish area. Even the place I live, the place that I used to live, very, very Jewish area, very, very Jewish area. And even when I see them, I always thought a bit, because you could just see that they keep to themselves. Not all, but a lot of Jewish people, they keep to themselves, and they support each other. They support each other. So for Black people, if that's how people are operating, why is there pressure on Black people to be like, oh, no, you should be free, you should offer this? No. Protect what you have. Which is what Lord Jamal was preaching about with hip-hop. No, hip-hop, African Americans, you created that thing, protect it. It's yours. Have ownership of it. Chinese have ownership of their things. Obviously, you can lend it to you, but no, for Chinese will say, no, this we know this is ours, but we have our support. That's just how these things work. But for Black people, they just don't work together. That's the issue. There's lack of working together. Grill is nearly upon us. Yes, it is. Yes, it is, bro. Yes, it is, man. Yes, it is, man. Yes, it is, man. It's almost upon us. So if something is classified as hate speech, then the line will be pushed further and further. True. I mean, it's like for me, it's no. My thing about it is, again, you go to free speech. You have to have free speech. As again, like I don't want to censor the neo-Nazi that says kill all niggers. I want to say, okay, that guy, he exists. He exists. I want to know that they exist because I don't want to live in a fantasy. Better to know that this exists than you're walking, you're shaking hands with these people, and this guy that you're shaking hands with, you don't know that this guy is a neo-Nazi, that wants to kill all Black people and so forth, But the thing is, you obviously don't want to get into a war. You don't want to get into a war. So it's about putting everything out there. Here's how it is, which is why I find Xbox Live, online gaming fascinating. Social media fascinating. Because social media and Xbox Live and PS Online has shown you that racism never left. See, we thought racism left in the 90s and in the 2000s because this was before online gaming, this was before really internet really came through. But now we see Twitter, and we're seeing kids as young as 11, 12 saying nigger, nigger, nigger. Nick Cannon even retweeted some kids, and these guys were young, saying, oh, shop nigger, shop nigger. Kids are still using it, 10, 11, 12, which is why I told you, don't talk to me about, oh, we should educate these people, we should preach love and all that kind of stuff. That's a waste of my time. That's a waste of my time, man. But you have to have the free speech, man. We have to have the free speech. Dealing with reality, Jews as a group are vastly different from Black people. Our strategies need to match our strengths. But more, look at how Indians operate. Look at how the Chinese operate. Look at how the Italians operate. Or whenever the Italians go in there, look at how the Irish, every group you see that is away from the original country, they're together, they support each other, and they keep their money within their community, and their community grows. Like the Koreans, whenever they go through tight, they're tight 100%. They're tight, But obviously, see, with African Americans, it's a lot more trickier based on the African American history. You see, like for instance, like let's say Nigerians in America should operate a certain way. Organisms should operate a certain way, but for African Americans, it's a little bit more tricky because you're not immigrants. This is your country. Where you were forced, this is more. That's more your country than those immigrants that have come over. So, that's the way that we're going through, man. But yeah. So that's because let's move because we could even be here for long. So I want to now. So this is see, I like doing these touchy subjects. I like doing these touchy subjects right now because I think this is because I like doing the things that are what the, okay. So all right. Let's do this. Open image in new tab. Okay. I want to talk. This is one that's interesting. This is one that's a bit interesting. So, and remember, I'm a trend merchant. So the person to my left, to your right, qualifies themselves as being non-binary. Non-binary. And non-binary people have been fighting for their rights and want to be given the same respect as other people. And I want us to talk about it. So non-binary people don't have a gender. They don't have a gender. So they are neither he and they're neither she. Because they say they don't identify with neither he or she. You see, this is what people need to understand here. It's like for me, like I am open. I'm open. But people need to understand that something that you're not used to, you have to respect my reaction of, okay, give me a second to understand this. Because look, we live in a very, very evolving world. The world isn't black and white. So, because you see, here's the thing. This is the thing. Can you actually scientifically come out as being neither a he or a she, or both a he or she? Because from what I've learned, X, is it XY and XX or something like that? There are specific chromosomes that relate to being male, chromosomes that relate to being female. That's what we see. So, or is it a case of how you've lived your life and so forth? You don't see yourself either being a he or a she. Because this is the thing. If someone came up to me and I said, oh, so you're hey man, how you doing? I said, no, I'm not a he. I'm like, oh, oops, sorry. Sorry, I didn't know you were a girl. No, I'm not a girl. And then so you're not a man or like, no, I don't see myself as a man or a woman. Then my next thing is, so can you have a relationship with someone? So who are you attracted to? Are you attracted to men or are you attracted to women? That's the thing. So let's say, so for this lady here, because for me, she's a woman. This looks like a woman to me. But if she says that, no, I'm a woman and I'm a man, then I was like, okay, so how should I be relating to you? Because there's a way you relate to women and there's a way you relate to men. I don't know how to relate to somebody that is a man and a woman. It doesn't mean I have anything against you. It doesn't mean I have anything against you. But how do you relate to someone who says, I'm a man and a woman? I have no idea. You know, I have absolutely no idea. You know, it's crazy. Okay, I want to bring this in. I want to bring this because it's good that we have. Let's just have some definitions up in this piece. Let's have some definitions up in this piece. So, what is a non-binary person? All right, I want to go in deep in this one. I want to go in deep in this one. Non-binary gen. Okay, I'll read it for you guys now. Hopefully, you guys can see this. All right. So, non-binary gender identity is just one term used to describe individuals who may experience a gender identity that is neither exclusively male or female, or is in between or beyond both genders. Non-binary individuals may identify as gender. Non-binary individuals may identify as gender fluid, agender, third gender, or something else entirely. Sometimes non-binary people are included in the broad category of transgender people. This represents an evolution, as historically being transgender was often conceptualized as requiring a movement between binary genders. The notion that transgender people have to be moving towards male or female genders has been both particularly strong, particularly problematic in the medical community. Yeah. So, all right. So no. As I said again, see, this is key. This is key. See, this is where it's see. Be clear here. I am all for learning. I'm all for learning, but don't get at me if I'm taken aback. I'm a dude who grew up in Nigeria, in a very certain way in Nigeria, in a very traditional way in Nigeria, and I had to learn to sort of understand people who are homosexual because I didn't even know the concept of homosexuality existed until I left Nigeria. Maybe that's an issue with Nigeria and so forth, man. So it is definitely key to speaking with people. But it's just that, and this is and this is where it's tricky. It's almost similar to marriage, even similar to homosexuality. Life isn't black and white, and as you have Siamese twins, people who are born with two heads, people born with two hearts, people are born blind with the two legs, and so forth. Maybe there's a case of people. This is just how people operate. So, is it right for us to enforce you're either male or you're female, and that's it? Choose one. Choose one. Similar to mixed race people. Oh no. Choose one. You're either black or you're white. No, I'm mixed race. I'm half black. I'm half white. No. You're black. Okay, I'm black because no, you're mixed race. Okay, because your mom's white. Okay, your mom's white. Okay, you're mixed race. You may say, well, I want to live on black, but no, but by definition, you're mixed. You're half white, half black. You know. But it's just that for me, my notion it's a bit wild, and it's something for me to say. Okay, so you're neither male, you're neither female, you're gender fluid. You don't limit yourself to one gender. Because the thing about it is that And maybe this is a failure of society, that society is so much that, yeah, man, this is how men are, this is how women are. Women are into this stuff, men are into this stuff. What's it called? Men are from Venus. Men are from Venus. Women are from Mars and so forth. The gender wars and so forth. But then when you bring in this, so sort of people who are non-binary, how do you fit into that conversation with them? Or then you just say, wait, people are just people. Rather than enforcing labels on people, people are just people. The world is more complex than labels. And society tries to oversimplify the complexity of life. That's a bar. That's a bar. The world tries to oversimplify the complexity of life. Because again, you have to be what you have to be. So are they being critics will say, oh no, you're being gender fluid because no, you choose to be gender fluid because you just want to be weirder and different. Or it's a case of, in someone's mind, they're like, that there are times where I feel like a man, there are times where I feel like a woman. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy to think about, but it is what it is. Maybe there's some people who are like, okay, there are times when I feel like a guy, there are times when I feel like a woman. And in my mind and how I operate, it's man and a woman, Because here's my thing here. So you're non-binary, and you get with someone, and you have kids. So how do your kids view you? Because now, because they say, okay, no, let's have labels. True, let's not enforce labels, but let's be real. In a family, you need the father figure, the mother figure. So if you're non-binary, who is the father figure? Who is the mother figure? Or is it a case where you're the father and the mother figure at the same time? Guys, this is wild. This is wild, man. This is wild. The real deal. It will make sense when a pen is open shows up. Oh, what do you mean? I don't understand. It will make sense when a pen is open shows up. I don't understand what you mean by that. Real deal. Tell me what you mean by that. I'm not sure what you mean by that. So our last topic that I wanted to do, because I wanted to spend more time on this stuff, but it is what it is. Yeah, I want to talk about this. This is a good one to end on. Guys, cancel culture. Cancel culture. I'm sure you must have seen this nonsense on Twitter, where you say, "Oh, blah 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 is over party. Blah 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 is over party. Oh, you're cancelled. You're cancelled. You're done. You're cancelled. You're done. You're done. Oh, we are done with you." Why are people so desperate to cancel people? Now, be very clear here. R. Kelly. Yeah. See, for me, I didn't call him cancel. Like, okay, look, you're just done. You're just done. But you see, the thing with people, and the thing with a mob, it's a slippery slope. And people love power. Human beings love to abuse power. So I just say to myself that, why are people so desperate to cancel people? And the thing about cancel culture is this is the key thing. Forgiveness isn't allowed. You can't say sorry. You're done. And people love the power. People are drunk in the power of canceling you, getting rid of you. So cancel culture isn't about justice. It isn't about doing right and creating a society in which you hold people accountable for saying hateful things. No. It's a lust and abuse of power. Who can we cancel next? And there is a joy. There is a joy in canceling people. Why is there a joy in holding people accountable? It should be a thing of like, oh no, this is dispassionate. I'm not happy canceling this person. We're just doing what you have to do. But no, there is a joy here. Say, ha ha ha, yes, yeah, you're cancelled, and with a little gift and so forth. If someone can now, some things forgiveness isn't enough. You mess with kids, you get done in pedophilia, you're done. Guys, and guys, maybe we have to do a stream on Peter. See, so that's one thing that is like there's no comeback from pedophilia. There's no comeback from it. So so cancel culture, because see, what is the logic here? Because for me, the logic of cancel culture is you can't that we don't accept your forgiveness. Because I don't know, because cancel culture does not accept someone saying, "Oh, I see what I did wrong. I'm sorry. I'm sorry." Cool. Cancel culture is we want to get rid of you, and we have the power to get rid of you. And if there are enough names put in here, we have the power to completely and totally get rid of you. And this is a mob. This is a mob that are looking for people. How do you look at what someone said or tweeted 5 years ago, 7 years ago, and bring it up to mess him up today now? And the person says, "Oh, I was a different person then. I'm sorry. I understand that." But like, no. This is all this for. You're canceled. You're done. We don't want you anymore. You know, and that's what, because again, see, a lot of these people who are the cancel culture, these are sad people who have low self-esteem. They're mostly losers, and because their life is so worthless and so pointless, the only meaning they have to their life is to go onto Twitter and to get through hashtags and to put cancel, and that is what gives them self-esteem. Them being drunk on power because their life is, because if your life was worth anything and your life was meant something, you wouldn't give this much energy to cancel culture. Because there are some guys who, they deserve to be cancelled. They deserve to be done for because they've crossed the line. But then it's the slippery slope where not everybody deserves to be cancelled. Not everybody deserves to be cancelled. My boy Machine, yeah. Machine, we got to be back, man. Machine, we need to do a movie talk, man. We need to do the streets with a movie talk. Cancel culture is about obtaining power. Marxism 101. Yeah, no, look. All these movements, which is why I said I'm against BLM as an institution. I'm against institutions. Everybody, so this is how it goes. Movements, organization, institution. That's how things goes. Goes with the movements, hashtag, just saying something. Things like, oh, this is now getting popularity. Let's now organize this hashtag. Let us now organize this movement. Now it's not organized, it's getting even much more popular. We need to make it into an institution. We need to trademark the name. We need leaders. We need a president. And once we now have that, we now have influence. We now have influence. We now are now making money. So once it becomes an institution, that is when it becomes dangerous. So once it becomes dangerous. And cancel culture is trying to become this institution of like, we are now the judge and jury of who gets cancelled or not. Machiavelli, we did. Man is fickle by nature. Man is fickle by nature. People will always be corrupted by power. They'll always be corrupted by power. As much as I think that I'm a cool guy and everything, if I was given supreme power, I'd be corrupted. I'd be corrupted. Delusions of grandeur, which is why I said, "Look, please don't give me full power because I don't want to go there because I like how I am and how I operate, man. You know how I operate." How do people come back from cancel culture if they get cancelled? They can't. In today's world. They can't. In today's world. Because if you're selling something, the way you make money off it is through the populace and through the people. If the people have decided we don't want this person, we don't want to have this person, if the people have decided that, how do you come back? Because we need this product to be accepted by the people, but the people don't want you. So how do we sell this product if the people don't want you? So it is almost the only way you can get back from cancel culture is if the people forgive you. But does cancel culture want to really forgive? Or are they in love with hate? In love with being angry? Because I told you, I don't really read my Twitter timeline, you know. It's just in the nonsense. So basically, I look at what's trending, just see like what's in the news, and I read my notifications. My notifications, what's trending, just to keep up with the latest news, if there's breaking news, and I just view specific people's Twitter things. Because when you just look at, if you go deep into the timeline, there are a bunch of morons there. And most of them are people who read Hit magazine, who are obsessed with the Kardashians, who want to be like the Kardashians, but you never will be like them. You'll never look like them. You never have anything close to them. You'll never be anywhere near them. So you're dealing with people who have low self-esteem and their lives are sad. I mean, I don't mean to be harsh. But you people, if you're depressed, you're down, your life ain't great, your life isn't worth much, 9 to 5, chill out on the weekend, crappy marriage, crap relationship, maybe you're single. I need something to boost me. And there is no better boost than hate. That's a sick thing. And that's the unfortunate thing about life, is that people get more energy and more fulfilled through hate than through love. It's crazy. You think someone has that, but that's true. People get one thing about hate than through love, man. So yes, poets. And I loved what happened to poets, because they try to get, because cancel culture got poets. But you know what and so this is what happened to poets gave me hope. I was like, my gosh, there is hope. Because cancel culture got poets pretty much sacked off a channel he created. Copa 90 has millions of views. And that channel was created by Poet and Vuj. But they brought us something that Poet tweeted like years and years ago that was sort of sexist. Said, look, cancelled, destroyed. The company had to react, sacked it. But then people said, wait a minute. Cancel culture is just it's a microcosm of sad losers on Twitter. What about us who live in the real world? What about us? And Poet and Vuj says, so Vuj was like, you keep Copper 90. We'll create our own channel. And because I'm subscribed to Poet and Vuj, so I always have them on my subscription. So like, people are like, oh. And now, even if Copper 90 have more subscribers than Poet and Vuj, who only started like last year, Poet and Vuj average way more views than Copper 90. So Copper 90 average like 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 views. Poet and Vuj average about 10, 50, 60, 70, 80, 80,000 views. That was a beautiful thing. Because what it showed was, you can't cancel everyone. If someone is talented enough, good enough, you can't cancel them, which is why I just hope that I'm never in that situation. But even if I'm in that situation, I just hope that people who know me ride with me. Because at the end of the day, all the managers are just people and your supporters and guys who know you. And it's a crazy world that we live in, where you can't accept an apology. It's crazy. A statement: if the US wasn't so sensitive and thin-skinned, then totalitarian Trump would have never won the election. It's true in a funny way. If the US wasn't so sensitive, Um, but I think, look, we're living in a world where things are sensitive and people get triggered very easily. See, for me, I'm one of those guys where um, I want to have a conversation, you know. But it's like if you're racist, I'm like, I don't know what there is to discuss with somebody who is a racist, hateful person. I don't know. Feel free to talk. Feel free to talk on everything. But if you're just talking rubbish and crap, then boom. But you can't be. We are all sensitive by nature because we're human beings, and by human beings, by us having emotions, by naturally we are sensitive. Yeah. If you're not, then you're a robot. So by nature we are sensitive. So the key thing is about being overtly sensitive. That's the key thing. It's being overtly sensitive, or you say very thin skinned. Because if you're not really um ready to really confront something, then how are you gonna write, man? Um, well, yeah, the film tonight is Scarface, man. Scarface. It's going to be a late one, but I think we'll probably write it around about 11 p.m. So it's going to be like a 1 hour stream. So we'll write it straight after the Arsenal Liverpool stream. But yeah, it's going to be thingy, man. Yeah, man. You see, I mean, I wanted to even do a video there, because people really want to really bring down AFTV, which is wild. So Claude obviously said a kind of stereotypical derogatory term aimed at people of Asian origin. When Son came off, he said, "Oh, DVD has come off," and I think people said, like people who sort of come into like barbershops and so forth, saying, "Oh, DVD are mostly Asian people." So it was sort of like a stereotypical thing against Asian people. He did an apology. They walk up, but now Claude and Robbie now sort of said he's now been banned from AFTV indefinitely. But recently, Claude on his Twitter handle and posted an apology video. And my thing about it is that if he apologizes, is he still cancelled? That's what I want to know. See, that's what I want to know. See, now there's something about a fake apology, which is on a real apology. If you're like, okay, I now understand what I did was wrong. I fully understand, and I've apologized. Cool. Like Cannibal Suarez, he never fully apologized. He never did. And to this day, Patrice Evra is still waiting for it, which is why I call him Cannibal Suarez. So, but Claude, the first apology was like, that's not a real apology. But then the second one that he now did on his Twitter, I was like, aha, that now seems a lot more real. That now seems like a lot more of like a real thing. Like if you're apologetic and you're it's true that you're truly apologetic, and you still want to cancel someone, then it's like, okay, you don't want to bring about the downfall. And I just feel that there are people who want to see AFTV fall. They want to see Robbie fall, and they want to see AFTV fall, because there are a lot of people who just hate AFTV and they just hate what it's about. And it's like, nah, it's not going to fall. You could try, but nah, it's not going to fall, bro. Let's just see. Also, by the way, look, man, is the American election still happening this November? Because it's supposed, I think it's supposed, like the November is supposed to be when we now see the next president. So, because my thing is, with all this whole COVID thing and everything, like, how are they going to be doing all these? Well, obviously, I think they can still have the debates, obviously, because again, just that they can't have it with any crowd, which is crazy, because you can't have the whole town hall things. Because I told you, I'll be doing a pre-match and a post-match analysis of all of the Biden-Trump debates, But I told you, man, that is 50-50. That is 100% 50-50. It is 50-50, man. But yeah, I mean, it's true. Like I think, like, look, my cancel culture is just sad. It's just a lot of sad people out there, and I think that's why even Twitter as a whole and social media as a whole and people who use social media, these are guys who all they all they do is just sleep on their phone. All they do is just sleep on their phone 24/7. 24/7. That's how they are. You know, that's how they are. They just sleep on their phone. And I think you have to be wary of certain people who spend so long on their phone and all they do is just tweet profusely. All they do is just put out hashtag, 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 and all these guys are, and this is what is sick. There are people out there who all they do is use the Twitter search engine. I don't like this person. Let me search his tweets from 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. Aha, I remember this tweet on the 4th of February 2010, where he said this about women. Let's bring it up. I'm like, that was 10 years ago. And who knows what I was thinking? It was 10 years ago. And sometimes when you put something out as a tweet, it can just be a flagrant thing how you were feeling, but it was 10 years ago. So it's madness, man. The funny thing is these people involved in cancel culture do it not for morals or anything, but just because they find it entertaining. It's two things: power, entertainment. Sickening entertainment. But don't forget the power trip. Imagine what it feels like. Oh my God, I was involved in getting this guy removed. Wow. So it's like, wait, we've got power. Let's go after someone else. Because now we know that these companies, if we have enough people and we can engineer this whole thing, we cannot. Because I'm surprised that there isn't a cancel culture Twitter account, or there is not a hub, a Twitter account that all they do is we are like a hub of engineering a hashtag of canceling people. Our job is because there are people who do this. Which is what Kevin Hart was saying, because Kevin Hart was saying that, there are guys out there who want certain people to fail. So what they do is when this person gets a huge opportunity, that let us dig deep into this guy's past. Dig into his past and let us create a narrative of this person. Because remember, you're dealing with sheep. And you have to understand, people are sheep. People are sheep. And a lot of people are stupid. I mean, sound happy to say, but I'm just wondering, a lot of people are actually stupid. It is very easy to fool people. If you are savvy enough with presenting a lie, savvy enough with presenting a narrative, you dress it up in a way that is appealing and forceful and vociferous, people will believe it. Be like, oh no, this guy really is a racist. This guy really hates his people. People will believe it. They will believe that stuff. Is Nick Cannon actually anti-Semitic? Does he actually hate Jewish people? What was the definition we saw? The definition we saw was a hatred of Jews. Are you telling me that Nick Cannon hates Jews? Because that's mad. That's mad. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I met Claude. Yeah, cool guy, cool dude. And yeah, what he said was completely wrong. Completely wrong. It was messed up, and can be considered as being racist. And he has to apologize for it, 100%. Yeah, man, it's crazy. Oh, guys, look, man. Thank you again for this Trend Merchant show. Now, so remember, guys, tonight's film will be Scarface. I hope that you join me in watching this thing on Scarface, specifically people who've not watched it, because I definitely want people to come in and watch Scarface if you haven't watched Scarface. So that film will be tonight after the stream. What was I going to say? So tomorrow, because I'm working from home, my other job, there won't be a stream tomorrow. But Friday, there will be a stream. So Friday, I'm going to get my boy Machine on maybe doing a top 10 or doing a film talk. We don't know about it, but Friday we'll be returned here for more news. So, but there'll be a stream. There'll be stream back here on Friday. So guys, like the vid. If you're new, subscribe, hit that sub button, and I'll see you guys very soon. Stay true, stay real, stay loved, and yeah, man, we will keep on talking about these hard-hitting, controversial, taboo subjects. The more taboo, the more controversial, the more crazy, the more I love to talk about it. All right, peace out. Become a Half Hope Sort member and gain access to exclusive videos and also the chance to watch films, anime, or different videos with your boy HH exclusively. Just click below on the join button to join in and become a Half Hope Sort member to gain access to these perks. Just click on the community icon over here to view the new members only post